So let me start off by saying I don't want to repeat everything that everyone said, but I do want to say we really appreciate you all being here today. This is an exciting day for us. Since Mr. Wenzel came in my office one day and explained, look, we have a building and we want to decide what can we do with that building and what programs can we start that would be additional programs or opportunities for our students. From that day, I think we have said the words STEM Center. Once we decided on that, I think we've said it every day because it has been a true focus of our entire team. So this is not a one or two person project here. This was our entire team working on this and working to make sure that this could be a place where students could succeed. And when we had the opportunity to start the brainstorming to think about what we wanted to do here, the board members had mentioned we want to do something for CTE, but most of the time when we hear career and technical education, we're thinking welding, electrical, those type of things. But truly, career and technical education encompasses so many things, so many items, including STEM. So this is truly an extension or an expansion of our career and tech program here in the district. And that's what we wanted. We wanted to expand those programs, expand the classes that, as Mr. Graves mentioned earlier, that teaches students to think, teaches students to be creative, and embeds the skills that they need that will allow them to go out into the workforce or go ahead to college with, skills that will allow them to problem solve, to be innovative, and to be creative. That's the kind of classes that we wanted to have here, and that's where this idea really started. So with that being said, we started reviewing the programs that would not have a negative impact on some of our programs we already had. We wanted this to be additional opportunities without having a negative impact. And when we did that, we came up with some STEM courses, and we started reviewing those pathways that the State Department of Education and LSU had started creating STEM pathways that would be available to students. So that's kind of where we patterned our course, our ideas from, but we were adamant from the very beginning. This was about increased opportunities. This was not about every student coming here that would finish an entire pathway. It was about students coming here that had an interest and students that wanted to take one class, maybe two classes, and then possibly take a class the following year where they would go through classes each year, or just take a class here and there, a class that they are interested in, that they can pick up some of those creative and problem-solving skills. So that's kind of how this came about. So when we actually started digging a little deeper in, we decided that we would focus on pre-engineering and digital design and emergent media. That would be our pathways to actually focus on. And within those pathways, the classes that we offer here at the center, so I can give you a little bit better idea of actually what goes on. We right now offer computational thinking, digital storytelling, video production, introduction to engineering, and introduction to robotics. So we offer a couple classes in each pathway, and all of those courses are project-based that force students to work as a team, force students to have that hands-on learning and to think outside the box. So all of the pictures and stuff, the things you've seen on the screen, that is all things that's went on here at the center. If you follow social media for Denham Springs High School, you've probably seen some different like hype videos, different pep rally videos, etc. Those are productions that was created here by the students. Some of the photos that you see that's like some nature and some different things, that is part of that digital storytelling class where students are going out, taking pictures here, and then learning about telling those digital stories so that when they start working deeper into that production class, they can apply all of those skills. So there's lots of student opportunities here, and when we started the idea, it was, okay, well, we need the board members to make sure we understand we're going to work and make this as successful as possible. But that first year, sometimes, it takes a little while to recruit students. Well, when numbers started rolling in, because our counselors did a great job. Mr. Jones and Mr. McGee at the time, Mr. McGee did a great job promoting those courses. We have right at 300 students that attend here, and those students, some of those students take 2 classes, so we have about 350 seats that are taking up here at the center each day. That's year 1. So Mr. Mincy and whoever in our board members, we're going to need some additional items because we will expand here. That's just a matter of time, and it will be a great expansion, and I think it's going to come much sooner than later based on those numbers. And if you come through here during the day and you visit with the director and the instructors here, you will see why the students want to come. The students are truly working and having conversations about the digital media, about robotics, to when you go in those rooms, you hear that they truly understand what's going on, and that we may be talking about a picture and we may talk about light, or they talking about a word this long. So they really have a in-depth knowledge of what's going on. So it's exciting to come out here and visit. I do want to take just a moment to introduce the faculty here. We have Mr. Chris Thorne. Guys, y'all wave at him. Anthony Marasco, Johnny Lombardi, and Mr. Daniel Elan. So Mr. Jones did, and actually I think part of the success here was building a staff that was ready to hit the ground, that had a vast amount of knowledge in each of those fields that's making this such a success here. And that, I appreciate that, Mr. Jones. That was a great choice of applicants that you had to choose from, and a great choices to hire. So great job there. The second portion of this program, or this center, was actually the part you're sitting in now, which is like the event center. So we wanted to use this. We wanted every space here to be utilized. So we decided, okay, well, if we come up and we can develop an event center, we could have our digital media students. They could do all of the digital media for events that goes on here, create videos, and manage all of the digital equipment that goes on and the sound at the events. And that we could expand and have the ProStart students be the students who cater the events. So this is actually an event center that if you are in need of a facility for some type of event, that you could contact Mr. Simmons, and this is something that can be rented out during the day as well as after school to host different events. And our long-term goal is for us to actually do our own catering opposed to having to bring in a caterer. So, and at the event center will seat about 320 people. So we're excited to continue the expansion of having more students work directly into the event center portion of it. So I want to take just a couple minutes to thank a few people. We've said Mr. Jones and we've said Mr. McGee and Mr. Howard numerous times. Guys, thank y'all. We appreciate it. And the scheduling means everything for making a success here. And you and your counselors have done an outstanding job at that. Ms. Stacy Polizzola, Stacy, without the combined funding that goes along with the funding from the board members, this would not be possible. And I told someone earlier, I said, we kind of splurged on a lot of this equipment here, and we made sure that our students had the best equipment to use. And I think when you go to the classrooms, you will see that. And that's a result in the dedication from Ms. Polizzola, and we really could not thank you enough for that. So thank you. Really appreciate it. So we're going to move forward at this time, and we will actually do the ribbon cutting. So if you are a speaker or the names that I'm going to list, I'm going to ask you to go right outside as soon as we're done for the ribbon cutting. And everyone else, we're going to have some, we have some refreshments over here and some like different types of snacks, and those were provided actually by ProStart and Miss Jamie Minotis from Denham Springs High School. You can help yourself there. The instructors are going to go down this hallway to the classrooms. I encourage you to tour through the facility. That way we can talk with the instructors and you have a better feel of what's going on. And one thing that we haven't mentioned much during this presentation is outside we have a big multi-purpose building in the back where we will do a lot of the robotics portion of the events and some different things going on. We have that open as well, and we encourage you to go outside and see that as well. So at this time, we appreciate you coming, and if you were a speaker, or Kelly Jones, Wes, Mr. McGee, Miss Karen, and Mr. Perrell, if y'all can come quickly and we'll do the ribbon cutting, and then we'll do a tour as well. Thank y'all so much.